And thank you for joining us here at 6. I'm Randy Meyer.
And I'm Kelsey Carlson. We begin with our top story out of Madison, Wisconsin, where earlier today a school shooting left 3 people dead. That includes the female shooter, who is confirmed to be a teen student at the school.
6 people were also injured. Rob Olson is live in Madison with the latest on what is yet another school shooting tragedy. Rob.
Yeah, and I just stepped out of the latest press briefing that's going on now inside a fire station here. This is about a mile and a half south of Abundant Life Christian School, where that shooting happened now at about 7 hours ago or so, just before 11 a.m. And the chief, it's the Associated Press that's reporting the shooter here is a 17-year-old female. The chief would not go into that either, as they're still trying to figure out exactly not only the complete picture of what happened, but certainly why it happened too.
At this time, we're still working on a motive, trying to determine why this happened. We know that there is some information that may be circulating about the shooter. I cannot, at this time, formally tell you the age or gender or name of the shooter. We do not want to compromise any part of the investigation.
But he did say that they may be able to share more of that at another briefing coming up here at 8:30. Now, this began at 10:57 a.m. at Abundant Life Christian School here in Madison with a 911 call from inside. The chief just told us here that they were there in 3 minutes, and when officers went in the school, the shooter was already deceased. Police did not fire any shots in this case. The 2 others killed, a student and a teacher. Of the 6 injured that were transported to hospitals, we're told some bit of good news out of this, if you want to call it that, is that 2 of those of the 6 have already been released. 2 remain critical, non-life-threatening, and then 2 others non-life-threatening, still in the hospital. Now, there's been a reunification process going on at Dean Clinic nearby. That clinic shut down for the day. They say that reunification of parents and students, this is a K-12 school, so about 420 students here. That reunification is now complete. But for much of this day, a very, very difficult scene here for not just the family members, but for the people who live in this community.
I mean, right before Christmas, how tough is that to live? And the parents, where are my kids? Maybe they still don't know if their kid has survived. How tragic can that be? I feel for the, I mean, if that were my kids, it would be hard. I can't think of anything harder.
Yeah, now the chief said the weapon used here is a handgun, but did not provide any more specifics than that at this point. A handgun, they're still looking into where the handgun came from. They said the family of the suspected shooter here has been cooperative. There's been a search of that home as part of the investigation. Multiple law enforcement partners here taking part in this. And they said they train for this kind of situation about 4 times a year. And in fact, today, the medics team was training just a short distance from the school, and so that day of training turned into a day of a real life situation, and they got there quickly as well. One other note, he said this happened in a small area of the school. It was during the transition time or the passing time between classes, but didn't specify any more where in the school, but it appears to be a hallway in between classes. Live in Madison, Wisconsin, Rob Olson, Fox 9.